Why your cat lets you pet them and then bites you, and what it's really telling you. You're sitting on the sofa, your cat climbs up, looks at you, and settles right next to your hand. You take that as an invitation, and you start petting them. They're purring, they're leaning in, everything is perfect. And then, out of nowhere, they turn and bite you. Not a playful nip, a real, deliberate bite. And then they jump down and walk away like nothing happened, like you did something wrong. And you're sitting there, hands stinging, completely confused, wondering what just happened. Here's what nobody tells you. That bite wasn't random. It wasn't aggression. It wasn't your cat being unpredictable or mean or ungrateful. It was a sentence, a complete and specific sentence that your cat has been trying to say for a long time. You just didn't know the language. By the end of this video, you will. And once you do, it will never happen again. 1. Your cat was talking to you the whole time. You just weren't listening. Let's start here because this is the part that changes everything. The bite did not come out of nowhere. It never does. What happened is that your cat gave you a series of increasingly clear signals that they were done. And when none of them worked, they moved to the only language left that they knew you'd understand. The bite was not the first message. It was the last one. Here's what the earlier messages look like. A slight stillness in the body where there was movement before. The tail beginning to flick low and slow at first, then faster. The skin on their back rippling very slightly, almost like a shiver. One ear rotating backward. The head turning almost imperceptibly away from your hand. Each of these is a word. Together, they form a sentence that says very clearly, I am reaching my limit. Please stop now. Most owners miss all of them. Not because they don't care, but because they don't know what they're looking at. The purring is still happening. The cat hasn't moved away. Everything still looks fine, so they keep going. And the cat, having tried every other option, uses the one signal that cannot be misread, the bite. Once you know what to look for, you will see the whole conversation that was happening before it, and you will have the ability to respond to the earlier signals. 2. It's called petting-induced aggression, and it's completely normal. What your cat experiences in those moments has a name, petting-induced aggression. And understanding what's happening inside their body when it occurs will completely change how you see it. When you pet your cat, especially in long, repetitive strokes, their nervous system responds with a mix of pleasure and stimulation. At first, the pleasure dominates, hence the purring, the leaning in, and the apparent enjoyment. But sensory stimulation accumulates. And for cats, there is a threshold beyond which the same touch that felt good moments ago begins to feel like too much. Think of it like this. Imagine someone rubbing your arm. For the first minute, it feels nice. After 5 minutes, it becomes irritating. After 10, it becomes genuinely unbearable, even though the touch itself hasn't changed. Your nervous system has simply had enough of that particular input. Your cat hits that threshold much faster than you expect. And crucially, the threshold changes every single time. Some days they want 5 minutes of petting. Some days they want 30 seconds. Some days they don't want to be touched at all and are simply sitting near you for the company. The owners who never get bitten are not the ones whose cats have higher thresholds. They're the ones who learned how to read their cat's body language. 3. The purring does not mean what you think it means. This is the one that surprises most people. You were petting your cat and they were purring, so they were happy, so the bite came out of nowhere. That's the logic most owners follow. But here's the thing about purring that changes everything. Cats do not only purr when they are content, cats purr when they are processing intense sensation of any kind, when they are stressed, when they are overstimulated, when they are in pain, when they are anxious. The purr is not a happiness signal. It is a self-regulation signal. It is your cat's nervous system trying to manage whatever is happening. This is why cats sometimes purr at the vet, not because they are relaxed, because their body is trying to soothe itself through an overwhelming experience. So when your cat is purring while you pet them and then bites, they were not happy and then suddenly not happy. They were managing a building level of stimulation the entire time, using the purr to stay regulated, and eventually the stimulation exceeded what the purr could handle. This doesn't mean petting is bad or that you should stop entirely. It means reading the full picture. The purr alongside the tail, the ears, the skin, the body tension, rather than taking one signal in isolation and assuming it tells the whole story. 4. Some spots are wired completely differently. Not all parts of your cat's body respond to touch the same way, and the places most owners naturally gravitate toward are often the ones that overstimulate the fastest. The base of the tail is one of the most sensitive spots on a cat's entire body. It is packed with nerve endings, and for many cats, even a light touch there triggers an immediate overstimulation response. The belly is another place that does not welcome prolonged touch, regardless of how relaxed they seem. The lower back, just above the tail, is another common trigger zone. The places cats most reliably enjoy being touched are the cheeks, the chin, behind the ears, the forehead, and those are the places they use to scent mark things they love. These spots have a different quality of nerve ending and a different emotional association. Touch there tends to produce a comfortable response. Pay attention to where your hand is when the tail starts to flick. There is almost always a pattern. Your cat is not randomly changing their mind about petting. They are consistently telling you that a specific spot has a lower threshold than the rest of their body. Learn their map. Every cat is different. Once you know which spots are safe and which ones are not, you can pet your cat indefinitely without ever reaching the bite. 5. Your cat was never being mean. They were being honest. What your cat was doing, from beginning to end, was communicating with complete honesty. They came to you because they wanted proximity. They allowed touch because it felt good. They signaled discomfort when it became too much. And when those signals didn't land, they escalated to the one signal they knew would work. At no point they were being mean. They were being a cat, a creature with a nervous system that has very specific limits, a communication style that is entirely consistent once you learn it, and no ability to express themselves in the words you understand. And here's what that means for your relationship. A cat who bites when overstimulated is not a broken or an unaffectionate cat. They are a cat who trusts you enough to be in your space, to seek your company, to allow your touch at all. That is not nothing. That is a relationship that simply needs a shared language to reach its full potential. 6. How to make sure it never happens again. Now that you understand what's happening, here's how to change it completely. First, shorten your petting sessions and let your cat set the pace. Instead of long, continuous strokes, try a few pets and then a pause. Give your cat a moment to respond. If they lean into you, push their head toward your hand, or blink slowly. Continue. If they stay still, turn away slightly, or do nothing. Stop there. Second, watch the tail from the moment you start. The tail is the most reliable early warning system your cat has. The moment you see it begin to flick, stop petting immediately. You have caught the signal early. Reward that by ending on a calm moment rather than waiting for the escalation. Third, end the session before they want you to. This is the counterintuitive one. If your cat seems to be thoroughly enjoying themselves and you stop first, before any signals appear, you are teaching them something important, that petting ends calmly, that your hands are safe, that they never need to escalate to make you stop because you always stop in time. Over weeks and months of this, the threshold can get higher. The trust deepens. The cat who used to bite after 30 seconds will start giving you minutes, then longer, because their nervous system has learned that you can be trusted not to push past the edge. The bite was never the problem, it was the symptom, and the solution was always the same. Listen earlier. If this finally explains something that's been confusing you about your cat, hit like and subscribe, and tell me in the comments, does your cat do this? And now that you know what to look for, do you think you were missing the earlier signals? I read every comment.